Hello, everybody, and welcome to the decision session this afternoon. No apologies to record. First item is declarations of interest. I don't have any additional declarations to declare, so that takes us straight through to the minutes. These are set out on pages 1 and 2 from the previous decision session, which was on the budget held on the 13th of December 2021, and they look a correct record to me, so I will sign the minutes of that last meeting. That takes us straight on to public participation, and we've got one public participant who is joining us virtually today, Councillor Pete Kilbane, who is registered to speak on the agenda item, Great British Railways headquarters. Hopefully you can hear me, Pete, and you'll know that you have 3 minutes. Over to you.
Oh, thank you, Chair. You can hear me, yeah?
We can do, yes, loud and clear.
Okay, that's great. Great. Well, that's good, because I just want to put on record the Labour Group's support for the bid by the York City Council, North Yorkshire Council and the Local Enterprise Partnership for the headquarters of Great British Railways to come to York. We'd like to thank the MPs for their work on this, in particular Rachel Maskell and Kevin Hollenrake. We'd like to thank yourself, Chair, Councillor Aston, and all the officers for pulling this bid together against what are really quite tight timescales. We're a little disappointed we weren't consulted as the bid was being put together, but we do trust that the evidence will be shared with us so that we can all ensure that it is an accurate reflection of York's strengths. I have to say, I don't think a public vote is an ideal way to decide where you're going to put such important strategic infrastructure nationally. And actually, if it was awarded just based on the 6 criteria, then York would clearly be the obvious choice, as it exceeds on all of those measures. But a public vote it is, and we will do all we can to maximise that vote to York, working with yourselves, with the council, and any other partners who can bring that vote home. It is important we bring these high-skilled and high-paid jobs to York, and when we're successful, that will be great. But we must acknowledge that it will put pressure on our already overheated housing market. So it's really important that we do plan to provide affordable houses alongside this bid, so that actually the people who clean and service the Great British Railways headquarters have somewhere to live locally, preferably if it's on site on York Central. So factoring those into those plans. So just to sum up, we are here to help. We obviously support option 1, and let's bring those jobs back to York. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much, Councillor Kilbane. Obviously, I'll note your comments when we get to agenda item 4, and absolutely welcome your support for the bid. Thank you very much. Now that public participation is done, it goes straight through to agenda item 4, Great British Railway headquarters. It's set out on pages 3 to 8, and Claire and Andy are here to introduce the paper. Claire.
Thank you. We've brought the paper to you today really to set out both the process for the Great British Railways headquarters, which has been set by the transition team working with the Department for Transport, together with the actions we've taken to date, and to let you know and really to seek your support for a formal expression of interest, which we need to submit next week. So the Department for Transport announced their intention to run the competition to select Great British Railways, the location for Great British Railways. There will be a shortlist announced in May, after which the public will be invited to vote, just as Councillor Cobain noted, with the winner announced in the summer. We believe really strongly, as do stakeholders and partners, that York is the natural home for Great British Railways, not just because of our location, which is already at the heart of the railway network, but also because of our heritage as railway pioneers, our existing rail sector innovation ecosystem, which is really strong with our universities, our higher education establishments and our colleges. And of course, being home to the National Railway Museum already attracts millions of visitors a year with their love and their interest in the railways. Second to that, the Great British Railways being located in York will help be a gateway to level up the north and provide a centre point for a decarbonised national transport infrastructure. We've set out three different options, with obviously option one being York should be recognised as the natural home for GBR HQ, or York should not prepare an expression of interest. Obviously, we're thoroughly recommending York should be recognised as the natural home for GBR HQ, and you can see the benefits and disadvantages there. Today, we're asking you to approve the submission of a formal expression of interest, to agree that the expression of interest will be joint submission with both York, North Yorkshire County Council and the LEP, and will follow extensive consultation with city partners, lead members and the rail leaders themselves. And then inviting you to delegate authority to finalise and submit the expression of interest to now our Chief Operating Officer, and that's partially because we would like it to be recognised the importance that this has in the whole council approach to preparing our submission for the Great British Railways. We will of course consult with you with the final copy and in accordance with the recommendations above and within the competition deadline of the 16th of March. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Andy, did you want to add anything?
No, I think just from the economy side, obviously huge benefits to York itself. We've got that ability as well to sort of raise a whole region and the area beyond by having the HQ here and leveraging in our sort of international name recognition and heritage, which will then attract further ecosystem and just create good quality jobs, not just for people of York, but across the whole region.
Thank you very much. Hopefully it will come as no surprise. I welcome the bid and support this way of making sure we submit that and make the best possible case. Equally, just to place on record, thank you to a wide variety of stakeholders and partners that have backed the bid locally, regionally and nationally. And we've mentioned a few already, from North Yorkshire County Council to the York and North Yorkshire LEP, but equally to LNER, the National Railway Museum, Make It York, the two universities in the city, and of course a wide variety of MPs, so in York and North Yorkshire, but also further afield to East Yorkshire. And I think that support, there was a debate in Parliament where Julian Sturdy, Rachel Maskell and Kevin Hollingwaite all made comments, which I think is really helpful. My own party leader, Ed Davey, has supported the bid, and hopefully that will now get more MPs, more councils, more organisations backing it, and obviously making sure we take this, what is huge opportunity, to make the best possible case for York. And for me, there is a nod, of course, to our railway heritage and York being the natural home, but equally it's about looking forward in terms of new technology, innovation, the work of science and the universities, and how we can take this forward. And of course, it runs alongside York Central, and where we've already got that commitment from the government to explore a government hub, to having cabinet office jobs there. It's a natural fit that GBR could go alongside that and equally meet the government's aspirations for levelling up and what we want to achieve on that site. So it could and should be a win-win, and I hope others and the government get behind the case. So we've got the three recommendations in the paper that Claire has outlined, A, B and C. There's that slight amendment which I'm happy to make to C, which is to insert Chief Operating Officer instead of Corporate Director of Place. So with that slight amendment, I'm very happy to agree those recommendations. Thank you for the work so far and ongoing. So that then takes us to 5 urgent business. I'll check with Robert, but we don't have any today. So thank you very much for coming, and you can get back to the work of creating the bid. So thank you very much.